everybody, and welcome back to a new video. So this week's video, I'm going to be getting people in my life to pick how many pages I read each day. Now, I did this video when I first started my YouTube channel, so I think like 7-ish months ago, and I did this video and I really enjoyed it, really fun. So I'm going to ask like family members, friends, everything like that, how many pages I should read each day between 1 and 300. Now, last time it was 1 and 250, and sometimes that was even a struggle. So the fact I've made it 300, I'm just hoping people are nice to me. But the first person I asked was Bodhi, so I'll put the message here. I messaged him because I wasn't with him. I messaged him last night and he chose 143 pages. So I already read this morning, and I am reading Talking at Night by Claire Daverly, whatever, which is like a romance. It's giving, at the moment, normal people from what I've heard other people say. So I'm reading 143. I started on page 10 because I'd already read some yesterday. So now I'm up to page 70. So I need to read up until page 155. I'm thinking I can get there, but I don't want to aim too high because I do need to do some things today. But hopefully. Yeah, I really wanted to read this. I was just scared to read it because it doesn't have quotation marks. And I've read Sally Rooney's books, a couple of them, and they don't have quotation marks, and it infuriates me. I hate when a book doesn't have quotation marks because to me I'm like, that just seems like it's a mistake. But this one I'm already finding that it's not bothering me too much. Because with the Sally Rooney books that I'd read, I found that when she did have them speaking, she didn't say like she said this or he said that or, you know, like that. So you couldn't really tell they were speaking. But in this, it does say that. And I'm finding it really easy to follow, which is a good sign. And I'm already really enjoying it. And I'm really already liking the couple, Will and Rosie. They're not a couple yet, but I'm really enjoying the story so far. So I can't wait to give you an update later when I read a bit more. And yeah, 143 pages for today. Yay, let's talk. Let's talk at night. It is night time. Let's talk at night. I hate myself. Anyway, so for today I got Bodhi to pick how many pages I read, and he chose for me 143 pages. And I'm not gonna lie, I struggled with it more than I thought I would. Not really struggled, but I probably took longer than I thought I initially would take to read it. It wasn't a struggle. I did end up reading my pages. In fact, I'll probably read more because it's my video, and if I feel like I want to read more of my book, I'm gonna read more of my book. No one can stop me. Trust me, I've got to go with this momentum while I can before someone gives me a lot more pages. But this book, so I was really excited to read it, and like I said, I was a bit nervous with the no quotation marks, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that is such a good part of this book, the no quotation marks. I can't explain it, but it's almost making it more enjoyable. And I don't know if it's just this author's writing in general that's the reason that I'm liking it without the quotation marks or what, but it's so easy to follow, which I've struggled with Sally Rooney books, that it isn't easy to follow without the quotation marks. So that's not even a concern to me in this book, really. Like, I don't even know, can't even tell they're not there, really. Like, I still think they're there. But so this is like a love story aspect, and I have heard a lot of people say it's very similar to Normal People. Now, I haven't read Normal People, nor have I watched it, but from what I've seen of that show and the book, it's giving that vibe 100%. And it's like a will they won't they kind of romance, and on the back it says there's a tragedy that shatters like the group. And I didn't expect to read it that quickly in the book. It was like 100 and something pages in, and it happened, and I was shocked, heartbroken, sad, all my emotions. I was like, I want to cry. This is actually heartbreaking. And that's not even the part that I've seen people cry about. I've seen people cry at the end of the book, so I'm a bit nervous. But so far, it's a 5-star read, and I'm hoping it doesn't change from that. But oh my god, I'm so glad I finally picked this up. So tomorrow I got my mum to pick, which I'll put the message here. I got my mum to pick how many pages, and she was very, 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 very generous. She chose for me 50 pages, which I read more than 50 pages like daily anyway, so that should hopefully be a breeze to complete. And like I said, I'm going to continue reading it if I want to continue reading it. If I end up reading 120 pages on a 50-page day, it's fine with me, as long as I get my pages done that I meant to. It's my channel, guys. But I'll come back to you tomorrow when I'm reading again my 50 pages. Give you my update. So yesterday I asked mum how many pages and she only gave me 50. Now I said I probably would read more than that. At this point in the day, at 3 o'clock, I've only read 50 and I don't really see myself reading too much more. It is a good time to just, you know, chill and just read like less. So I thought I'd give you my thoughts after I've read the 50 pages. This, still at this rate, is a 5-star read for me. I don't really see that changing unless something really drastic happens and that just really annoys me, or yeah, that's the only reason I could see it changing. But it's still a will they won't they kind of thing. I think the entire book is going to be that way because I'm 210 pages in. I only have like 184 pages left, so I don't really see that changing. The only thing, I quite enjoy all the characters. I find her mum, Rosie's mum, so just manipulative and strange, and I'm not a fan of her, to be completely honest. She's really like, she's not my cup of tea. I can't explain it properly, but like especially the last chapter I just read, she's so manipulative. For example, Rosie wanted to leave Oxford. She didn't want to go to the school anymore, and her mum was like, I know you'll do the right thing, and basically like implying that she shouldn't leave, she shouldn't really do what she wants. She'd be like, do what you want, but I know you'll do the right thing. And she's just so manipulative, the mum. So at this point, she's the only part of this book I don't like, but not enough for me not to enjoy the book. Still loving the no quotation marks. Yeah, really nothing wrong with this book. I do not know how it's going to end. Like, I don't know if they'll end up together, if they... Like, I just don't know where it's going. I have an inkling she might marry someone else. I'm really, really hoping that doesn't happen. But, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So, the next person I'm going to ask is my best friend, Emma. I'm hoping she will be up to give me an amount of pages. So, I'm going to message her. And then when she's replied, I will tell you how many pages I'm going to read tomorrow, which will be Wednesday the 17th. Okay, so I got my message back from Emma, the queen she is, and she's given me 222 pages. Now, it sounds like a lot, but I think that'll be okay because I've only got 184 pages left in Talking at Night, and then I will be starting, which Lacey will be very pleased with, I'll be starting after that Saving Sex by Chloe Walsh. This is a very thicker book, so I think 222 pages should be good. I don't know how much time I have tomorrow, so I might have to grind that out like early in the day because it's summer. The summer I turn pretty night, so I gotta prioritize that, don't I? I just read 184 pages of Talking at Night, which brought me to the end of this book. So I thought I would give you my final thoughts before I continue my pages for the day. So I got given 222 pages today, so I've read 184 in this, and I'm going to read the rest in this, which will bring me to page 44. I'm not bad at maths, that's just how it is, okay? So my thoughts. I'm going to be definitely rating this book a 5-star. It was a beautiful book. It is definitely giving the same vibes as Normal People from what I've heard Normal People is about. Very like will they, won't they relationship. They do, then they don't, then they break up and then get back together. There's marriage in between, there's long-term relationships, like very much each other's one true love, but they're trying it out with other people, which I don't necessarily condone, but specifically Rosie, she was married. It's not really a spoiler. She was married, and you can tell like she loves that man too, but she definitely just has a place in her heart for Will. So I really love this book. Like, so many beautiful quotes. I loved how it ended. Very happy ending for the both of them, which I think they deserve, specifically after what they overcame separately and together. And it was a very good way to end it, not only for them as a couple, but them individually finding out who they wanted to be, what they wanted to do with their life, and just what road they wanted to take for their future. And I really, really loved this book. I think more people should read it. Don't let the quotation marks scare you, because it did scare me, and I'm annoyed at myself not reading it sooner, because that wasn't even an issue for me at all. Like I said, every time there was no quotation marks, she often would say, she says, he says, so you knew that they were speaking, so that wasn't even a problem for me. Just love this book. I have no negativity for this book. It's a book that I could definitely reread, especially at a time if I'm like struggling with like my identity, things like that. I love this book, and definitely a 5-star. So that was 184 pages. So now I'm going to be starting Saving 6, which is long overdue. I've had this on my cart for months, and I rated Binding 13 a 5-star. Keeping 13, I believe I rated it a 4.5, but obviously this could like vary because this book's about different characters to those other books. I've got high hopes because Lacey loves this series. It's her #1 series, and I do think I'm going to enjoy it. I think this is Lacey's favorite couple from memory. It is about Joey Lynch, which is Shannon's brother. Shannon was in the other books, the first two, and Aoife, who is his partner, I believe, girlfriend, yeah. So I'm intrigued to see how I like it, but I'm gonna finish my pages now, and it is 5:30, so I'm doing well with that. So for tomorrow, which is Thursday, the 18th, Lacey's going to be picking a number of pages. I've saved it to Thursday because I didn't want to give it today. I thought she'd be mean. But I've got priorities tonight. So,
do you have any priorities tomorrow?
Well, yes, I do.
A lot?
Yep.
You lied to me.
You won't know.
I was going to be really mean, but considering the book you're reading, some of the chapters in the series are already long, and I feel like you need to read it at your own kind of pace. So I'm going to be nice. You probably don't think it's that nice.
Okay, here we go.
200 pages.
Okay. That's doable. 222 today. That was pretty good because I finished the book. But I feel like 220, if I was like a big... 200's like doable, but I feel like it was like 250. I'll be like, oh...
I was going to give you 300.
I knew you would have. I was like, oh, she's going to give me 300. Oh. So thanks, Lacey.
Avery's not impressed.
And pose. Hey! Mind how I look, but I thought I'd come and give you my update for my reading today. So for today, I got given 200 pages from Lacey, and that was the second most amount I've gotten this video so far. So I did end up finishing my pages, but I'd hope so because I got more yesterday and I finished that. But I thought I'd give you my thoughts because I'm not quite halfway, but I'm pretty close. I'm on page now 244. So my thoughts. This, obviously, I know who these characters are. The characters in this book, the main characters are Aoife and Joey Lynch. So they were both in Binding 13 and Keeping... I think they were both in both. Anyway, Joey definitely was because he is Shannon's brother, older brother. So I already know these people, but it's set before those books were set. So you're kind of learning about their dynamics and like how Joey is in Binding and Keeping 13. It's explained a lot in this book as to why he's that way. So it started off like you very quickly learn the traumas he's been overcoming, and like starts off with him going to high school and meeting Aoife, and so far nothing's really happened between them all that much, but you can tell there's this like infatuation between the two of them and they're definitely in love with one another. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I think just off the first like few chapters and like pages and stuff, I definitely enjoyed for 100% certainty Binding 13 more, but I feel like it's pretty on par at the moment with Keeping 13. So my opinion could be completely changed by the halfway point, but that's just my thoughts for today. I don't really have anything else to say because you're just learning why he's the way he is in the later books, basically, and it is all making sense. So that's this for today. And then for tomorrow, I messaged my brother Aiden to give me the pages, and he ended up giving me 165 pages, which I think is a pretty good in-between number. I feel like that's pretty good, and that will bring me way past halfway. So I'm excited to get to reading tomorrow and see what happens and how much I enjoy it. I hope to get it done pretty early in the day because I've been getting it done pretty early in the night for me personally, but I would like to get it more pages in earlier during the day. But I'll come back to you when I'm reading tomorrow. Let's chat, shall we? So for today's reading, I got 165 pages from Aiden, and this was definitely my easiest day yet. I got pretty much all of it done this morning, and I only had 20 pages to read the rest of the day, really. So went off like really quick, a really good start. And my thoughts, I'm well over halfway now, and this book, I feel like it really shows how important friendship is, because obviously Joey's going through a lot at home and just personally, and struggling with addiction and just like all these things that are like he's fighting all these demons. But then Aoife is kind of like his like angel, like she's always there, she's pushing him, not in a way to like change necessarily, but she's pushing him to like open up to her and stuff, and she's just being a really good friend. Really like her. She's quite sassy. I like that. He's quite funny too, like the flirting banter between them I love. But so far I'm really enjoying it. I wouldn't say it's a 5-star read, but nonetheless I really enjoy finding out more about specifically Joey and seeing their dynamic delve a bit more romantically. I know that changes, I'm pretty sure, a little bit, but for now I'm really enjoying it. So then put the clip in now. How many pages should I read tomorrow?
270.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tabitha gave me 270 pages, so will that mean I'm done? Yeah, that'll mean I finished this book, so that will probably be actually quite good because I can start another book on Sunday. But 270 pages, I'm going out tomorrow, so I'll hopefully have to get a lot of that done in the morning. So really, fingers crossed. But 270 pages is the most I've been given, and I'm scared. Hello. Coming on here early this morning actually. It's currently 10 o'clock and I've already read majority of my pages today and I finished Saving Six. Now you're probably like, how is it 10 a.m. and you already finished nearly all your pages? Well, I couldn't sleep, so when you can't sleep, I read, apparently. So I read a lot of it like really early this morning, like 2 to 3 a.m. and then 5, 6 a.m. Like I barely slept. I slept shockingly, which probably was to my benefit because like I said, I'm out today. So, but I did finish Saving Six and I ended up rating it a 4.5. Now the other two I've read, I rated Binding 13 a 5-star. I love that book. Then I rated Keeping 13 a 4.5, and I would say it's pretty on par with Keeping 13, hence why I rated 4.5. I potentially would have rated it more towards the end, but I didn't want to because I was like, no, just because the ending, it doesn't end happily, basically, between Eva and Joey. It's quite, like, they're still so in love with one another, but it doesn't really end, I'm sure, how either of them wanted to. I know in the next one, they get together pretty early on, and I think they're together from there on out. But their relationship, I feel like, has a very good foundation because they've been friends since they were like 12, in love but not together. Just a very good friendship that's turned into this relationship that probably is quite toxic, because she's constantly wanting to help him and make him feel better because he's an addict, but she's not doing anything for herself, and if anything, it's probably dragging her down a bit because she's so worried about him so much because she's so in love with him. But then again, he's wanting to stop these habits because he loves her so much, but not because he wants to stop it for himself. So I feel like if they got that kind of under control, they could probably go far together. But I really did enjoy it, and I loved how it was a really good foundation between them two, because you can tell that they would go far if and when he hopefully gets better. Obviously the environment he's from as well, it's going to be hard to get better because he's from a very abusive household and he is basically the father. Like, his brother, one of his little brothers calls him daddy, and like, he has taken on the maternal role very early on in his life. So obviously he feels a lot of responsibility, hence why then he's drowning his sorrows in things he shouldn't be, because he's just so miserable and depressed. He's depressed, he really is. But I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to read the next one. Hopefully I'll read it sooner. Like, when I get it, I'll actually read it as soon as I get it. But 4.5 for this. So now, I'm not going to read now, but I'll read later. And the remaining 57 pages, I'm going to be reading Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, which I've read 2 other books of hers. I've read Sharp Objects and Gone Girl. I really enjoyed Sharp Objects. And Gone Girl was a bit of a miss for me personally, but Sharp Objects kind of redeemed it for me. So I'm hoping Dark Places is really good too. I haven't actually heard anything about this. Gone Girl's obviously a movie, and Sharp Objects I heard really good things about, which is why I wanted to read it. But this one, I haven't heard anything. They're not in a series, but they all have these like covers, so it kind of looks like they are. I just know it's a thriller, and it says Libby Day was just 7 years old when her evidence put her 15-year-old brother behind bars. That sounds interesting to me. This one out of all 3, I would say, sounds the most interesting, so I hope I really get into it and get absorbed into this world. I'm intrigued how it will go. So I'll give you an update when I read later. It'll probably be a lot later, but at least I only have 50-something pages left to read. I have completed my 270 pages, quite early if you ask me. It's currently 5:44, so I got majority of it done really early this morning because I couldn't sleep, which is probably a really good blessing in disguise. So I ended up only having to read about 58 pages from Dark Places. So I'm now on page 58. So yeah, I read 57 pages of this. So far this book, out of the three, I'd say it's pretty on par to begin with. Like, nothing too much has happened, you just learn what the storyline is. It's about a girl who, when she was 7, her older brother murdered her whole family, so her mum and her 2 sisters. She put him behind bars, basically, saying that she saw him do it, when in fact she just heard what she thinks was him doing it. So I'm assuming it's alluding to the fact that maybe he didn't do it, or there's this like group that she goes to so it's like 20 something years later, and this group believes that he didn't do it, so she goes there. So I'm assuming it's like a group trying to release Ben, the brother, or it's like kind of convince you that he didn't do it but he actually did. I'm not sure, I guess we'll have to find out, but not too much to report. It's pretty good so far. So that's my pages done today, and I'll come back to you when I get someone to pick my pages for tomorrow, which will be the final day for this challenge. Okay, so I messaged my oldest brother, James. Here's the message. Here's what he gave me. Yep, he gave me 299 pages. I knew he would give me the most, hence why I left it till Sunday, because I knew otherwise it would wipe me out. So that's why I left it till tomorrow. Oh, it's gonna take me so long. Thanks for that. Let's see how many pages, what page that will bring me to. That will bring me to page 357. So, end of a chapter, which gotta thank him for something, don't I? That means I'll only have like 100, not even, pages left. So I might even finish it tomorrow just cause. But thanks for that. I'm sure this will take me forever. So. I have completed my pages. I don't know how I've done it. Because I got 299 pages, which is a lot for today especially, but also because I didn't really enjoy this book as much as I thought I might have, which is unfortunate, but I actually ended up finishing the book completely because I only had like 30 or 40 pages left, so I was like, whatever, I may as well just finish it. So I read well over 300 pages anyway. I'm not sure what I think I'll rate it like a 3.75. The plot twist, like, it wasn't really a plot twist, but when you find out everything at the end, it was like, oh, okay, this is what I've been waiting for this entire book. But I think it's because I didn't really like any of the characters. It was going between past tense and present tense a lot, which I honestly don't mind majority of the time in books. But it's hard in a book when you're not enjoying the past time or you're not enjoying the present time. And I was more interested in the past time, not so much the present at certain times, and vice versa. So I found myself getting very disinterested in it very quickly, and I just never really wanted to read it, hence why it was a bit more of a struggle to finish it. I will say though, the ending was quite good. It wrapped up everything, you found out who really murdered Libby's family, or if it was Ben, like, you know, you find out everything you need to know. So I appreciate learning what actually happened. That was good. But other than that, yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I finished my pages. So now that is the end of this video, and thank you to everyone that gave me pages. I had a varied mix of numbers. I had a lot more higher days than I expected, I'm not gonna lie. But it probably helped me in the long run because I finished Dark Places, I finished Talking at Night, and I finished Saving Six. I finished 3 books. That's insane, especially for me because that was in a week and I don't finish books that quickly usually. So I feel like it's really helped me read a lot more this week and I really love that. So thank you so much for watching my video. Let me know if you want to see any other book videos or just videos in general. I'll definitely, I don't know when, but I would love to do some more book videos. So I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!